Wanted to follow up on this story. People were talking about it across Twitter yesterday about John McCain, his leg injury. He had reportedly had a tear to his Achilles tendon. It was on his right foot. It was originally reported on November 6th. Then yesterday, last night, it was yesterday afternoon, he tweeted a photo that appeared to show the boot, this orthopedic boot, on the opposite leg of the original picture. Now, some people believed that the photos were swapped. So, were a number of clues that people went through that point to the contrary, that this was actually swapped, the boot. People are pointing out that the buttons are on the same side of the jacket. His wedding ring and his wife's wedding ring on the same side, yet the boot on the opposite side. So, number of clues pointing to this, confirming that the boot was actually switched. So this raised a lot of questions. People were talking about this for a few hours yesterday. After this had basically exploded on Twitter, John McCain gave an explanation. He said that he did switch the boot. He said, "Thank you for your support and best wishes. My left leg was doing extra work to compensate for the boot." This is what he's saying. This is the explanation that John McCain is giving. So he says, "So I'm giving it a break. I still hate wearing this boot, but it won't slow us down from frying 7 turkeys." He says this was on Thanksgiving Day. Now, this explanation doesn't seem to add up for a few different reasons. People are pointing a few odd things about this excuse in the comments. First of all, he gave no explanation about this before the photo. It was only after people were talking about it on Twitter, and people had basically went through the photos and pointed out these clues that suggest that the photo was not flipped. There was really no way to give any other explanation other than the boots were swapped, and now he has to give an excuse for it. People are responding, pointing out that his excuse doesn't make sense. One commenter saying orthopedic boots are to stabilize bones, not overworked muscles. Try again. Someone else says that they're a nurse, and they say you don't switch legs with this sort of injury. You stabilize the one that is broken or torn. Now, this was an Achilles tear, which is a pretty serious injury. At least 6 weeks before you can walk on this sort of injury at all, typically up to 6 months for a full recovery. So John McCain, also being an older man, I would imagine the recovery might take even longer. It had reportedly happened less than 3 weeks ago. So this would be a very speedy recovery, or even partial recovery, to be taking the boot off of the injured foot. How would this heal properly? It obviously wouldn't have healed properly in this time. It would be way too early to do this swap, even if it made sense. The timeline doesn't add up. Now, this ties into possibly a broader theory that people have pointed out. A lot of people have been talking about this QAnon source. I've been skeptical of a number of his predictions, but there are some very strange things about this this boot that people have believed is actually an ankle monitoring bracelet. One of the things that QAnon talks about. And again, I've been skeptical, but the mainstream media has had a very suspicious sort of pushback against the claims that have been talked about by QAnon that has made me more suspicious, and actually made me sort of look further into some of the claims, the fact that the mainstream media is deflecting from them so far, so heavily. The Daily Dot, this is one article. They talk about this tie-in with the QAnon source. Now, they're trying to discredit it, and they do give one piece of disinformation or misinfo, trying to discredit the whole theory. I think that there's something going on, but they say QAnon, this Q source, he has posted on the 4chan. He's an anonymous person who has claimed to have Q-level security clearance. They're posting theories about a sequence of events that are supposed to rid the world of evil. He's talking about a number of sealed indictments, basically saying that there's arrests on the way, and that Hillary Clinton and John McCain are among these people that are about to go down, in QAnon's words. or according to what he's saying. These boots are actually monitoring bracelets that are supposed to be stopping them from leaving the country, is the theory according to this QAnon source. I'm still not sure of that theory. I would imagine that it would be just as easy to hide one of these monitoring bracelets under pants or something without using one of these boots, if that theory were true. And they point out one piece of misinformation, people again pointing to a recent injury from Hillary Clinton. There are some serious questions about the injury to Hillary Clinton. The one piece of obvious disinfo or misinfo is the injury to Chelsea Clinton. They're saying Chelsea Clinton, also part of this group that is wearing these monitoring bracelets. The photo of Chelsea Clinton is back from 2012. So I'm not sure how many people that are seriously considering this theory were focusing on the Chelsea Clinton angle some time ago, but the mainstream media here is trying to use that photo to discredit the whole theory. That picture could be explained away, but still, Hillary Clinton and the injury to John McCain raises more questions. The Hillary Clinton injury, this had happened last month, and there were a few discrepancies in how this was reported at the time. Now, I want to just briefly make a correction on my last video. So she's wearing a similar boot to John McCain, and this is a photo from late October. This was just after, or mid-October, just after the injury had happened on the Graham Norton show. She's still reportedly wearing this boot. Well, actually, the mainstream media, I've been looking for recent photos from Hillary Clinton to confirm if she is still wearing it. In a previous, my last video, I had showed a clip from a Mother Jones interview, and she's kind of hiding her leg behind the other leg. So I didn't think that she was wearing the boot still. This second interview is from this month, November 16th. November 15th, I believe that interview is from. She is still wearing the boot in that video. So last time I talked about it, I didn't think that she was. It's hard to see. You almost have to slow down the video. But here is an even more recent photo just to further confirm it. This was, you can look for the appearance from Hillary Clinton. She was in Arkansas with Bill Clinton on November 18th. Looks like she's still wearing the boot here. So this is a few days ago. This injury, there was, again, a discrepancy in how it was reported at the time. Either way, it seems like her injury should have been healed already. It's strange that she's still wearing the boot. Also, if you look back again at these original reports, here's one from Fox. They explain Hillary Clinton had apparently fell and injured her foot on Monday during her overseas book tour, prompting her to cancel or delay interviews with British journalists before resurfacing on a BBC program. As with previous Clinton health scares, the details are a bit unclear. As one host called out Clinton for missing an interview, her spokesman initially said she twisted her ankle. That was the first explanation. He tweeted a picture of Clinton wearing a special boot during a separate appearance on the BBC's Graham Norton show. But in that appearance, Clinton said she actually broke her toe. It's a different explanation after apparently running down the stairs in heels and falling backward. The status of Clinton's foot was the subject of much speculation in the British media world all day. She had been slated for interviews with multiple British news programs, including BBC's Woman's Hour and ITV's This Morning. She had canceled one of these appearances. Now she's still making pretty frequent public appearances, and that is one of the reasons that I've been questioning these apparent sealed indictments. I'm still I really still am skeptical about that, but there definitely are some serious questions. Hillary Clinton seems pretty brazen in the amount of interviews that she's been doing. She's doing a lot of public appearances for somebody that is apparently under threat of imprisonment, according to this theory. So again, I'm not sure exactly if I fully buy into the QAnon broader conspiracy going on, but there are a lot of weird things about both the McCain injury and the Hillary Clinton injury. The first excuse of a twisted ankle, that I believe that could be healed. I think within 4 weeks is what most sources seem to be saying. A broken toe takes a few weeks longer to heal. So perhaps they uh, knew that she would have to be wearing this. If there is a tie-in with McCain, that she would still have to be wearing this for whatever alternate reason McCain is wearing it up until this date. Again, it's after the 6-week period, but it is closer than the original excuse of a twisted ankle. She should have taken it off 3 or 4 weeks ago, likely, if it were in fact that. So that could be one reason why they switched the excuse that they gave for this. One final explanation that people were trying to give for John McCain, and I guess it would be a cover-up and conspiracy, not necessarily as big as some of the claims from QAnon, but John McCain has had brain surgery he had a brain tumor. People have pointed out that brain surgery, people who have undergone brain surgery often have a hard time walking or just getting through basic movement. John McCain is still a senator, of course. A lot of people are thinking that he should step down with his health concerns. Maybe just optics-wise, it looks better for McCain to have a reported muscle injury or a tear, more of a physical injury like that, as compared to basically his brain breaking down slowly to the point where he's unable to walk, and sort of that degenerative nature of painting it that way. You would think that McCain should be stepping down at that point. A lot of people are asking him to anyway, but it probably looks worse, I guess, if they were to go with that, if that were in fact the truth. Let me know what you think. Again, a couple possible explanations for this. If you could leave a comment, let me know what you think. Leave a like on this video. It's greatly appreciated, and subscribe to the channel. I will follow up as more details come out. We do have an excuse from John McCain. Doesn't seem to add up. Again, as people continue putting pieces together, I'll report back. I'd also point people over to my Patreon account. I'm over at patreon.com/realityreader. Thank you, everybody that has donated. It gives me some extra time and resources to put back on the channel, keep talking about these sorts of things. Patreon.com/realityreader. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'll follow up shortly. Thanks again.